Hey, what's up? We're doing chicks and tips again, and it's gonna be cooking with Emma. So I've got another recipe for you guys. Last time it was tuna pasta. This time we've got a curry going on. Always love a curry when I'm camping, just because it's like warm and hearty and really tasty. Generally, hopefully, if everything goes to plan. But I'm generally cook on my jet boil. Where's my ladder? I cook on my jet boil mini mo because this one has the simmer switch that you can turn down the temperature so you're not gonna like burn the crap out of your food and ruin your pots. So for my like real meals that I take that aren't dehy, I'm gonna be eating them on the first night or like the second night at a push if it's a big trip. I'll probably pre-prep like all my garlic and my onion. I don't bring like a big brown onion. I'll probably bring spring onions or shallots or something like that. Sometimes it's unnecessary, but I think it adds so much more flavor, and it's really nice just having like a home-cooked meal on a trip. So I'm gonna let that simmer away in its oil. I keep all my little like oils and herbs and spices and stuff in my Nalgene pots. And then in terms of fresh veggies, I'll either bring it in a little Tupperware, or if it's like some stalks of broccolini or something like that, or a whole capsicum, I'll just chuck it straight in my bag and hope for the best. If it's right on top of all your stuff, it should be totally fine. If it's buried at the bottom, it's gonna go bad pretty quick. But mushrooms are a great addition because you've got a bit of extra protein in there. Anything green, anything with color, bring it along. You don't need a lot of it, just a bit, and you'll get that hit of nutrients. But I just got my little broccoli florets today. And the smaller you chop up your fresh veg, the better, because it'll cook quicker. And that's what you want. But my curry today is a coconut curry. And I always go for the sauce packets. And in this brand, there's a whole bunch of different ones. Oh my God, I've cut off the brand, but it's this one. They sell it at New World. I got all this stuff at New World. And if I'm cooking for 2 people, I'll use the whole packet, even though it says serves 4, because it just makes it taste so much better. Oh, there we go, it's sizzling away. But this is my favorite one. I remember making this on a trip I did with my friend. I'll turn that right down to a simmer. Made this on a trip with my friend. And it was like the first time we'd had it, and we like cooked it up, and the first taste we had of it, we both looked at each other and we were like, oh my God, it was insane. Like one of those meals that just like heals your soul after a hard day. But we'll let that sauce do its thing, heat up in there, and I'll cook chop up the rest of my veg. And then in terms of rice, or for a curry or for any meal you're making, you can get dehy rice. So that means it's really tiny and really lightweight. So ideal, you don't want to be cooking rice from like scratch, because you'll be there for ages and you'll waste so much gas. But it can get quite expensive, obviously, if you're doing lots of dehy, hence why we're cooking fresh stuff. So I get those instant rice, like Uncle Ben's rice you can get from the shops. It says you have to microwave them, but I just pop a bit of hot water in there, mush it all up in the packet, and then let it sit for a bit. If it still hasn't quite like done its thing and softened up again, I'll pop it in my pot and let it simmer for a little bit, but generally it's totally fine. Put this in there as well. And that's like the cheapest option. Or you can get like boil in a bag rice. I know that's really popular as well. Anything that's quick. Quinoa or couscous, even though I'm not a huge fan of couscous, I think it's not that great. But just something carby, something yummy, something to help bulk out the meal. So I'm just gonna let my veg do its thing in there. I'm gonna add a little bit of water. And then in terms of packaging, if you're bringing any extra food like this, think about the rubbish you're gonna have to hike out before you go. So if something comes in like a cardboard packaging and a plastic packaging, ditch the cardboard packaging and just try and make things as tiny as you can. The dehy meal packets are great because it means that then becomes your bin bag because they reseal. So it's awesome. Okay, I've just got a little bit of capsicum to chuck in there. And then in terms of protein, you've got a couple of options. In a curry like this, I'd probably do something like salty, probably like salami, and just chop it up really small, really tiny, get that in there. The other option is a plain tuna and make it into a fish curry, though when we're hiking, we get sick of tuna, am I right? Eat so much of it. Or if you're veggie, you could do TVP, textured vegetable protein, also called textured soy protein, something like that. I bought it the other day at New World in Mott, and it took me ages to find it, but it is there. They do stock it, and that's really good. It is kind of like a mince, so it would be really good in tacos actually if you like cooked it up with some onions, some spices, and chucked it in a taco or a spag bowl. That's the kind of texture you're going for, like a mince. So I don't know how it would go in here. It might work. So I'll just let that cook away, simmer away. And the key here is coconut milk powder. So we're not bringing a huge tin of coconut milk because obviously really heavy. Got some coconut milk powder. This is the only brand I could find in New World. There's usually like a yam one, the blue one, but they didn't have that. They only had this one. Now, unfortunately for my dairy-free friends, this does have milk powder in it still. I don't know why they need to do that, but it's in there. So you can get coconut milk powder without dairy milk powder in there. From health food stores, I'm pretty sure, like bulk food stores. So you can go to the bin in, see what they've got, and grab a little bit. And then it starts to go really creamy. So once that coconut milk powder dissolves, it goes really nice and creamy and gooey. Let that keep simmering away. And then as for my extras, my seasonings, I've got salt in my little naujing, so I'll probably add some salt. Unless I put salty salami in there, then it's probably overkill. Italian herbs, weirdly, go really well in curry. These will save any dish, I promise you. So bring a little tub. And then in this one is nutritional yeast. So if you're a veggie, you know exactly what this is. If you're not, you're probably like, what the heck? But maybe I'll show you. They're like little yeast flakes, and they're really high in B vitamins, B12. And they just add like a really nice depth and like cheesy sort of flavor. It seems weird in a curry, but cheesy sort of flavor to a dish. So I always bring them as a little bit extra. They've also got really good protein in them as well. So it's always helpful having those little hits any way you can get them. Awesome, but that is my curry done. Obviously it's not finished cooking yet, but this will be my lunch, so yum yum. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Let me know if you want me to do another one. The first one was really popular, so cool. Hope you enjoyed it. Other than that, I hope you have a great weekend. Get out on some cool adventures. Enjoy the chill in the air now that it's autumn. But other than that, we'll see you next week. Awesome. See ya.